Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm a New York City school psychologist here in Brooklyn. I just wanted to offer some tips for parents who are keeping their children in during this coronavirus crisis, and I wanted to offer 8 tips for helping your child deal with the COVID-19 crisis. So I want to just start off by saying that it's very important to remember that children look to us, the adults, the parents, for guidance during crisis like this. And just as an umbrella term, I want to mention that the overarching theme for these tips is staying calm, listening, and offering assurance. And that's what we want to do with our children as they are looking to us to know how to react. They're looking at our reactions and gauging what level of danger is present. And so the first tip is being a role model. And of course, that is behaving responsibly in your home, in your own home. You have to get a hold of your own emotions. You have to stay calm. You have to keep yourself together and mind your reactions. And this is not just a case only during a coronavirus crisis. This is how you manage your anger, how you manage your sadness, how you demonstrate a range of emotions. And so as we all are stressed and shut into our apartments, we have to exude and show a sense of calm while going through all this. So tip number 2 is be aware of how you talk about the coronavirus crisis. Now, whether you are, one of 2 adults or 3 adults in your home and you're speaking with each other, or whether you're the only adult and you're on the phone talking to friends and relatives on the phone, be aware that how you talk about the virus and the tone that you assume is going to increase or decrease the level of anxiety and fear in your children. So you want to talk about it. If you're around your children, you want to speak about it in a very responsible way. You want to, in fact, almost in a way, be communicating with your children as you are communicating with your friends and family members. You also want to ask your children, what do you think about it? What do you know about it? Can you write down some of your thoughts and feelings? We have some extra time now, so take some time to ask them how they feel or allow them to write down how they feel. Tip number 3, you want to explain the concept of social distancing. Now, for adults, it's a very easily understood concept, although not many people are following it. Not everyone is following it. But that concept of social distancing is something that's new for us, and it's even more foreign for children. So we want to explain exactly what it means. And, this also will go to, helping children understand why we can't go outside, why we can't go to the park, why the children are not allowed to go to the supermarket with you if you go shopping and things like that. We want to share with older children, perhaps maybe middle schoolers, this whole concept of flattening the curve and how we all play a role in preventing the spread of COVID-19. So discussing these concepts with them, social distancing, and how as a society, as a community, as a neighborhood, and even as a family, we can do our part to prevent the spread of this virus by following the mandates and guidelines that our city and state has put into place. So tip number 4 is employing some type of coping strategy, some type of exercise. And whether that is physical exercise in the house, push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, or other kinds of calisthenics in the house, we want to employ some type of coping method, an active coping method. And that can even be something as taking time to breathe. We all know that mindfulness training is a new and, not so new, but relatively new kind of concept for children to begin to clear their minds, relax using breathing. There are plenty of apps in the App Store or Google Play Store, whichever you're subscribed to, that will allow you to just take some time to breathe, maybe do some stretching, do some exercising, clearing your mind, things to reduce the amount of anxiety and stress level in not only our minds, but also our children's minds. So it's important to do these things as a family, to exercise, and if you don't do formal meditation, engage in some kind of makeshift or temporary mindfulness training, clearing your mind, breathing, and trying to clear your mind. Tip number 5 is you want to focus on the positive. So now as our families are together in the home, we want to definitely recommend that you take some time to engage in positive activities. And that can be maybe as a family, organizing some closets, maybe sitting around playing some board games, singing songs, creating art, and doing all kinds of different things that generally families don't have the time to do when the hustle and bustle of New York City takes over. Tip number 6, we want to definitely establish and maintain a regular schedule and routine. Now, this is something that's difficult for even adults, as many of us are now forced to work from home, and we may not be set up to work from home. Our children are certainly not set up to work at home at first. But it's important that you maintain a dedicated space for them to work. Perhaps that's the kitchen table. If you're occupying the kitchen table, perhaps they can occupy the coffee table in the living room, or some dedicated space where their schoolwork will get done. And so, in addition to having a dedicated space, it's important also to maintain a regular routine. Now, since we're working from home, it probably means that we can wake up a little later, yes, but we definitely don't want to get into a situation where we're going to bed super late, we're waking up super late, we're not showering, we're not eating. We want to, in a kind of a way, simulate the school day. We want to get up at a regular time. You want to still take a shower, brush your teeth, get dressed, get in front of the computer, do the assignments that the teachers are asking, allow for a lunch break, allow for some independent work, allow for some exercise, whether it's inside or in the yard, or if you're going to walk in your community supervised and not touching anything. So whatever form of exercise you're going to choose, we want to kind of simulate the regular flow of a school day, the routine of a school day as much as you can, because we're already out of sorts, and the only thing that's going to keep us together is by maintaining some semblance of order during the day. Tip number 7. And so tip number 7 is identifying projects or things that you can do for others. And so that may mean calling elderly grandparents, perhaps reading a book to a grandparent, or making a video or posting something positive on social media, perhaps writing a letter to some of the healthcare workers that are doing their thing right now. Perhaps sending a letter to the governor, who, if you think he's managing things really well. So doing some type of positive work, some type of positive project that gives or contributes during this time of crisis. And finally, tip number 8 is monitoring TV and social media. And so a lot of the previous tips that I gave before has to do with posting something positive on social media or connecting with friends on social media, but sometimes social media and the television, the regular media, can at this time flood us with a ton of information. It can overstimulate. It can really increase the anxiety levels. So in your household, it might be a good idea to not have the television on, to not have social media streaming on your phones and your tablets and your computers 24/7. It's okay to monitor the situation from time to time, but certainly when it comes to children, we want to screen and limit to some degree how much information is coming into the house. It can be very frightening, especially when we hear about the number of deaths that are occurring. So just monitor the intake and make sure that we are not overstimulating our kids. Additionally, we want to dispel rumors that are coming in from television and especially social media, particularly with your older kids, your middle schoolers and high schoolers who have more access to the internet and are more savvy about gaining information both from trusted sources, but also inaccurate sources. And we want to make sure that that kind of information is limited from coming into the house, and that you have regular conversations with your children about the information that is coming in, and that you're dispelling rumors and providing the most accurate information that you can about this COVID-19 virus. And a lot of that might be just being honest, saying that you don't know looking up some information by yourself. If you hear something that doesn't seem right from one of your children who heard it from an outside source that you don't know, do some fact checking yourself. It's super important to keep the tone of your house calm and relaxed. Everybody has cabin fever. Everybody is dying to get out. We're communicating on these devices, and so it's important to maintain a physical tone, a tone of mental health inside your home, and calm in your home. And so you, as the adult, whether you are operating alone or you're operating with a spouse, a partner, or any other adults in the house, it's your job as a group of adults to maintain the order, the calm, and the routine of your home. So I hope that you guys have gained a little bit of knowledge on how to kind of maintain the tone of the home and able to manage your children a little bit better. I'm going to be making a few more videos on some other things that you can do and some other concepts regarding maintaining the home and how to speak to children regarding this COVID-19 virus. So if you gain value from this video, give me a like and definitely subscribe and look for more videos. And if I do make more videos, they'll be up here. So you can just give a look right up there and there'll be more. So thank you guys so much for watching.